All right, let's jump right in. Today we're going to break down a really profound passage from the Quran, one that tackles one of the biggest questions any society can possibly face. So let me start by asking you a huge question. It's one that thinkers and leaders have wrestled with for centuries. What actually makes a society great? Is it its identity, its heritage? Is it its power and influence? Or is it something else? Is it all about what that society does? Well, we're diving into a short passage from the Quran in the third chapter, Al-Imran, that gives a surprisingly direct answer. It lays out this powerful blueprint for what an ideal society looks like. And get this, it's not based on your heritage or how much power you have. It's built on a universal mission and a really radical principle of justice. Okay, so before we can even talk about the community, the Quran zooms way, way out. It starts with the entire universe to set this huge cosmic stage for everything that's about to follow. The passage kicks right off with this verse. It's a declaration of ultimate ownership, sure, but it's also about accountability. The message is crystal clear. Everything, every single action operates within this divine context. It's setting the stage by saying, hey, just remember, everything you do, individually and as a group, eventually returns to its source. All right, so we've got the cosmic backdrop. That foundation of accountability is set. Now, let's zoom back in from the universe to the community. The Quran is about to define what makes a group of people truly exceptional. And here it is. The text bestows this incredible title, The Best Community. But you have to pay really close attention here, because it doesn't just hand out the title and walk away. Nope. It immediately defines it with a job description. And that is the core idea. Greatness isn't a label you're just given. It's about what you do. And this is so crucial. That status, best community, it's not a birthright. It's not something you can just inherit because of your family or your ethnicity. It is a conditional title. It has to be earned continuously through specific, tangible actions. The moment those actions stop, well, the title becomes meaningless. And what are those actions? They're laid out super clearly, like a 3-step mission. Step 1, enjoin what is right. So actively promote the good stuff. Step 2, forbid what is wrong. Actively prevent harm. And step 3, believe in God. It's this dynamic civic responsibility, all rooted in a foundation of faith. But just when you think you have it all figured out, the verse adds this really fascinating layer of nuance. It brings up the people of the book, a term for Jews and Christians, and immediately makes a distinction. It doesn't paint them with a single broad brush. It acknowledges that, hey, some of them are faithful, while others aren't. And this little detail is setting the stage for one of the most powerful ideas in the entire passage. And that nuance leads us right here to what is arguably the absolute ethical core of these verses. It's a radical principle, one that's meant to just cut right through prejudice and generalization. So think about it. If you're defining this ideal community, how should that community view outsiders? Especially groups that might be seen as the other or even as rivals. Does it encourage building walls and division? Or does it demand something much more nuanced? The answer is delivered in the short, simple, but unbelievably profound statement. But they are not all alike. This is a direct command against collective judgment. It's a foundational principle of justice that just forbids lumping an entire group of people together, good or bad. This is the Quran's ethical framework in action. It insists on judging individuals based on their own righteousness, not on the label of their group. To put it another way, your character trumps your identity. So what does this justice actually look like in practice? Well, the Quran doesn't just state the principle and leave you hanging. It gives a really detailed example of what it means to be righteous, regardless of what community you belong to. So the text then describes a righteous group from among the people of the book, and look at this list of qualities. They're praised for their devotion, their faith, and for enjoining good and forbidding evil. Now, does that sound familiar? It should. It's the exact same standard of action, the same job description, laid out for the best community just a few verses earlier. The standard is universal. And this verse provides the divine guarantee. It's like it establishes a perfect system of meritocracy. Any good deed, performed by anyone, is seen, it's valued, and it will not be lost. This is such a powerful statement that good actions have their own intrinsic worth, no matter who performs them. Okay, so the passage concludes with this stunningly beautiful and profound metaphor that ties everything together: the action, the intention, and the ultimate outcome. To explain what happens when deeds are performed without the right foundation, without that true faith and justice, the Quran turns to an image from nature that everyone, everywhere can understand. First, imagine your actions, your charity, your efforts, everything you build in this world, as a field of crops you've carefully planted. On the surface, it looks healthy and really promising. Now, imagine a freezing, scorching wind that just sweeps through that field. This wind represents a corrupt foundation. Maybe it's disbelief or injustice or just an insincere intention. You can't see the wind, but its effect is absolutely devastating. And here's the outcome. The wind doesn't uproot the crop. It freezes it from the inside out. So the actions are still there. They're visible to the world, but they've been rendered hollow, lifeless, and they're completely unable to produce any real fruit. They've lost their value. So the crucial point is this. This passage is teaching us that our actions are totally inseparable from our intentions. A community's greatness isn't just in its good deeds, but in the just and sincere foundation that gives those deeds life and meaning. And that leaves us with a final, powerful question to reflect on, turning this universal principle inward. It's not just about what we do, but why we do it. What's the invisible wind that is either nourishing or freezing the crops that we plant every single day?